Hi guys, welcome to Bookkeeping Mama, Bookkeeping Advocate. I'm Trevonna Parker. I am a bookkeeping mama and your bookkeeping advocate. I focus on financial literacy, coaching, and advocacy for moms just like you so that we can help our families avoid generational paycheck to paycheck living or worse, generational poverty. So on this channel, we're going to be talking about ways to protect our families, nix our mortgages, defeat our debt, tame our taxes, make more, and live free. Now, I want to talk more about living free today, and I apologize. I have this headset on. Hopefully, it's working well. I do not have my other microphone, so I just kind of grabbed my headset. Let me move this over. There we go. Okay, so you guys get to see me doing my editing, my lighting, different things like that. I'm a busy mom, just like many of you, so I don't plan on editing a lot of this stuff out. It's just reality. But I wanted to talk to us about how not to put all of our eggs in one basket. I actually recorded this video, part of it before, and then something happened. It's just so many different things that happen. But I won't bore you with explaining what it means to not put all of your eggs in one basket. We already know what that means. I just kind of want to talk to you about some ways, I guess, why it's important, and just to kind of get our minds going in a certain direction. So, I have been reading, I've read some of Robert Kiyosaki's material. And one of the things that he says is once you become an employee, you just kind of, and this is not verbatim, but once you become an employee, you kind of cease to think like an entrepreneur. And you put all of your efforts into somebody else's success and you forget about your success. And this is not necessarily a bad thing because having a position can be a stepping stone. It can be part of a strategic plan. It can be the starting point. But constantly, one thing to have in the back of our minds is just to understand how ultimately we want to leave something great for our children. And I'm not talking about, chasing wealth. I'm just talking about avoiding poverty, stress, and struggle because we live in a pretty great nation where we all have opportunities to be successful. And for me, I personally think for me, it's foolish and selfish to not utilize the talents and the abilities that I've been giving, that I've been blessed with, and also not to train my children to do the same. So I do want to help my children and future generations avoid generational poverty. Now, one thing that I've done is help my children learn these things we play a game called Cash Flow, which is of course again by Robert Kiyosaki. If I ever get 1,000 subscribers, I think I'm going to try to give away a game of Cash Flow, to find some kind of way to give away a game of Cash Flow to someone. So, hopefully I'll get 1,000 subscribers. If you guys like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and Lord willing, we'll see how it goes. But the game teaches you how to get out of the rat race, which is basically go to work, get paid, pay bills. Go to work, get paid, pay bills. That's part of the game. They're in the rat race, and their whole goal is to get out of the rat race and onto the fast track where they can start living a dream life. They do that by paying off some of their bills. They do that by making some business deals and getting, funds and investing in different things. They get to purchase homes and just different things like that. The whole goal is but the way to get out of the rat race is you have to make sure that your passive income exceeds your expenses. So while you're in the rat race, you're trying to get those expenses down and you're trying to make investments so that you get that passive income up. And this is very important because this really does teach us about life. There's a balance sheet on there. There's an income statement on there and in the game, and it teaches so much about life. And so how do you get the passive income? Well, you have to make sure you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket, especially if that basket belongs to someone else. Because again, even if you have a really good job and the people love you so much, that's someone else's company, something that someone else is growing. And there may be areas and opportunities for you to advance in that position, but ultimately you have to make the strategic decision on how you're going to make this work for the success and the betterment of your family, not just now, but long term. So I want to share a few stories just to kind of get us thinking. One of the stories is, one of my friend told me, when I was trying to be a real reading advocate. I was starting off and doing tutoring, and I asked all the teachers that I knew, uh, what price should I charge for tutoring? And they all said, do not charge anything less than $25 an hour. And so I go and I charge $15 an hour. And I'm thinking, I'm just trying to help. And then I get my program. I increased my program. I was no longer just a tutor. I was a real reading advocate, branding, making the program successful, and helping the children. So I get into the library and I charge the same price where I was working with 14 students. I charge the same price that someone else would charge for one student. So I would, again, was causing major problems financially for myself. My husband was basically funding the program to teach our community and other surrounding communities to read, and it just was not sustainable. And she said to me, Trevonna, people will get out of you what they can. It may not be malicious. They will get out of you what they can. If you're going to charge low prices, they're going to jump on that. If you're burnt out, but you're still going to serve them, they're going to jump on that. It's not that they don't care, but this is what you're offering, and everybody wants a deal at a great service at a great price. And so I said that because even if you have a great job, you may not be getting out of it actually what you're worth. And so let's just bring that back to bookkeeping. If you work for someone as a bookkeeper, they'll pay you maybe $30 an hour, and that sounds great. However, if you had that same amount of clients and it's your own company, then you're probably going to be getting paid $100, $75, $100 an hour, depending on how much you work. So your employer is going to get you maybe at a great price, maybe help you, maybe sustain you, give you raises and increases. But ultimately, if you had your own services, you get to charge a different price because you're not paying for overhead. You're not paying. They have to, take into account that they have to pay employee taxes on you, different things like that. So basically, your employer gets a good deal by having you, as opposed to you working outside of your employer. Another thing I wanted to consider was if you have a company that really, really likes you and you really like their company, you still need to consider what that means for your future. So as a life insurance agent, of course, if you guys have any questions about life insurance, it's bar none one of the swiftest ways to change a family's future in the wake of tragedy. Please let me know. I am a licensed life insurance agent and I can get you some information. So Lord willing, we can connect and I can help you out. But there's a story. Life insurance agents are constantly telling people to get life insurance and get life insurance now, which is a great thing. You do have some sharks out there who just prey on you and want to get commission, but there are some people who genuinely care about people and want them to be protected. Well, there's a story that I heard when I was training, and they were basically saying that there was one lady who just loved her job. We always tell you, get insurance outside of your job. If you have insurance with your job, great, but that may not transfer with you. And so she didn't get any insurance outside of her job. She said she loved her company loved her. She wasn't going anywhere. The insurance was great, and she was going to keep her insurance. Well, she ended up getting cancer. And with that, she lost her job. Not just because she got the cancer, but she couldn't work. So she lost her position, and therefore she didn't have the life insurance anymore. I don't know the accuracy of this story. I don't know if that was just something that they told us in training, but it is something to think about. She lost her life insurance policy because she lost her employment. And when she lost her employment, she had to go and seek insurance outside. And the thing is, once you have life insurance is based upon your age and your health. So the older you get, the more unhealthy you get, the harder it is to get insurance, or at least at a decent price. So at that point, she was unable to take care of herself in the way in which she needed, and therefore something that would have been beneficial to her family was no longer there. So when I say do not put all of your eggs in one basket, I'm not just simply talking about your employer. I'm talking about other aspects. She could have stayed with the same employer and never had any side hustles to work on passive income, but she also could have had an independent life insurance policy, an individual life insurance policy, and that is some way that she could have helped her family. And then finally, though, what about the times when you do not have an employer that actually cares? Because some of us are in the rat race and we hate our jobs. We're going every single day with these dreams of having them take care of us, and they really don't have to. It's at will employment. They can leave us at any time. We can leave them at any time, but we go faithfully, faithfully, faithfully. And when I was in the military, I had a soldier who I had pain in my back, and I never wanted to go to what you call sick call. And, trying to be this super gung ho, super strong soldier. And he told me, they don't care about you. If something happens to you, they're going to replace you. You need to take care of yourself. And I was super young at the time. He seemed so much older at the time. And now, just looking back, we were both just little babies. But he told me they don't care about you. And that's true. Your employer will replace you if we just talked about the lady who loved her employer loved her. Ultimately, you have to do a service. It's a value exchange. I provide you with work. You provide me with funds. If you can't provide me with the work, we need to get someone in to do your position. But if you have an employer that you really can't stand being there, I have no idea. Like, you have to start thinking outside the box. You have to start thinking of taking care of your family. You have to start thinking of getting outside of that struggle. You have to get out of that rat race. You have to stop putting all of your eggs in one basket, because ultimately, when it comes to getting older and retirement and there's nobody that's going to be there for you, and nobody's going to be there to help your family along. So again, I'll end the video around here. Just take care of you guys. Take care of yourselves and think about this. Again, these are conversations that, this is for women who understand that they are not the lead in their home. I know some of us are. Maybe I am speaking to some single moms, but ultimately this is a kind of conversation that, we should be having with our husbands on how to prepare ourselves for our future, and what we can do to leave the legacies for our children, and also to train our children to not squander our legacy. Been reading some scriptures, and of course, in Ecclesiastes, he talks about, how do I know that the person who takes all of this from me, how do I know what they're going to do with it? And that's very important. So it is important for us to train our children. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you did like the video, please like the channel. Subscribe to the channel, rather, like the video, hit the notification bell so you're uploaded whenever so that you're alerted whenever I upload a video. I don't think I have anything else. You guys keep your money safe, and more importantly, keep your soul safe. Hope you have a great day, and God bless you.